an alternative view. Beautiful day in Shropshire. Today we're on our way to Morton Castle, which is very close actually to the site we visited, Ormond Castle. We're going to take some photographs and some hallmarks for you today to see if we can find anything else around Shropshire for you, and have a look at what day we've got in front of us. Look, it's absolutely beautiful. So instead of it being snowy, we may get you some fantastic photographs, just some pictures of the countryside for you as we travel on our way. All the very best. Hope you enjoy what we find. So now we're literally on the lead up to Morton Corbett Castle. It's absolutely enormous. You are in for a treat today, Ancient Alternative View. Let's see what hallmarks we can find at this beast and have a look at what we're looking at now.
Turn left.
It's absolutely huge. Look at these ruins.
Right.
I cannot believe what we are looking at here. Fantastic. We're all in for a treat. This is the lead up to the church next to Morton Hall. No way. And we've got other people having a bit of a look at it as well. Got drone footage going on of the castle. So it's quite a popular site. And if you look up at the church here, there's actually a filler stone directly onto the church. I mean, it's got mortar in between the blocks, but it's got to be very, very old stonework to have a filler stone there. And there's SAMMI, and there's a great view of Morton Hall Castle, but doesn't do it justice. We'll get you some better pictures of the size of it shortly. This is our approach to the main castle and the stonework. And we'll be going into the main entrance shortly, Ancient Alternative View. If I give you a little pan around what we're going to be looking at. Absolutely huge.
I mean, you look at all these here.
Hi, Ancient Alternative View. We've met someone today that's had express permission. What's your name, sorry?
Kim.
Hi, Kim. And she's had express permission. We're looking up to the front of the castle here. Look at the lozenges, Dave, on the side. And she's got permission to have a drone, which hopefully we can get some footage and some stills from Kim. In a no-flight zone over Shawbury. This is Shawbury over there, where helicopters do their practice runs and so on out of the base. And look at the sides of this here.
But you've also got like multi-pointed stars. Facets all the way along. And,
this is the first time that we're actually seeing this, so let's have it turn on the side and try and get its entirety for you. And look at the crests. Kim's been very lucky to get the permission. And look at this, Dave. Notice the lozenge on the side here. I'm going to go up close for you. Have a look at that, mate. Fantastic. Some on the sides here. Star alignment maybe. If we look above the header of that door, does it remind you of the Acropolis at Athens? Triple header with the circles. Wow. We've also got on here the lozenges and a bit of nub stone carvings with the lozenge up close. Cannot actually believe what I'm looking at here. We'll get some stills of this with Sam in a moment, but at the minute I'm a bit awestruck at what I'm seeing. Look at that, absolutely phenomenal. Lozenges, we've got the non-flight bird above the header.
have you noticed the pillars look like the Greek design?
Oh wow, yeah they do. The Greek design pillars at the top. It's definitely two different builds. You've got the build behind, which is in brick with the mortar, and the build at the front, which is obviously original.
It just looks like they've either sleeved it inside or faceted it outside. I don't know which one.
I think they've sleeved it on the inside, to be quite honest, and what we're seeing on the outside is the more original. It's great to have you on the episode, Kim. I hope you don't mind me popping you on YouTube on my channel.
No, I've got one as well.
Pleasure to meet you. What's your channel called, Kim?
It's just Kimberly Holder.
Kimberly, we will obviously you can have copies of mine on the Ancient Alternative View.
Kestrel.
Wow, and we've got a Kestrel right at the top of the building. Look at that. Coming out to play with the Ancient Alternative View today. And Kim's just about to do a 360 view tour of and with one of her drones. Again, which she's had permission for from Chorbury, so it's all legit. And she's going to go up over the pinnacles and get some footage for us, which is fantastic. We didn't believe we'd be getting this today, Ancient Alternative View. Wow, internals of the castle here. Sam over there, we'll get our stills for you as well. What a fantastic surprise this is. Look at the helicopter, mate. The little man's going to be fascinated by this as well.
Right, calibrates.
Look, mate. See?
A bit windy over there.
It is. And with a bit of luck, we might be able to get some of this footage from Kim for our channel. Right, we Ronnie James. Well, this is a video from the inside of the courtyard, all the way round to where we've just imaged the bevel blocks. I apologise for the sun. The castle is magnificent here, and right over there, can't see really because the sun is where the bevel blocks were, but I've still images of those. So now the inside of the castle is completely sheathed by this brick, as you can see, but the outsides are original Ancient Alternative View. What a fantastic find. Now, I hope you can all see the more ancient stonework underneath. Obviously the rebuilds, but look at those stones. Absolutely love it. Now, there's a bit in here. And we're not meant to go down that bit, but you know it's me, don't you? Do you know I'm going to be trying? So, bear with me, guys. And let's go and have a little bit of a look at the underneath in here. Wow. Now, it's actually blocked off that we can't get any further, but I thought I'd show it you anyway. Wow. The bits you're not meant to see. Well, not only have we got lozenges here, look, but if we go just up the wall, filler stones, we've got images of many of them around here on this site. Absolutely loads. And lozenges all the way down the building. And we're just going to have a little creep up to this block here, have a little look. And look at them, they're all around the building. Lozenges absolutely everywhere, Philistone there as well. And I can't get over how they've used the Greek expressions above these doors. These are exactly the same as what you'd find at the Acropolis, as I've said earlier on, guys. Absolutely crazy. And there's a hint of polygonal stonework. It looks a tiny bit there like a nubbed edge on the block. Philistones everywhere. Absolutely unreal that I'm right in front of a lozenge with what looks like nubs around it, but could be carving, down to interpretation, as in filler nubs. But on here, if we look, almost looks like nub stonework with lozenges. Crazy the attributes of the Greek columns going all the way up the building. Fantastic. The site of Morton Corbett is recorded in the Domesday Book in 1086 as being held by Thorold of Verley from Roger of Montgomery, the Norman magnate charged with controlling the central Welsh March. In 1216, the then owner Bartholomew Tyrrett quarrelled with King John, who dispatched William Marshal, Earl of Pembroke, to seize Morton. Bartholomew was imprisoned, but the king's timely death in late 1216 at Newark Castle saw him restored. Bartholomew himself died in 1239 without a male heir. The castle passed by marriage into the hands of Richard Corbett, my namesake, ladies and gentlemen of the ancient alternative view, of Wattlesborough, who gave the castle its full name. It has remained in the hands of the Corbett family until this day. Wonder whether I may inherit it one day. In the 16th century, when Robert Corbett in 1578, a prominent diplomat in the service of Queen Elizabeth I, he sought to convert the structure into a suitable home for someone of his status. A quarrel with King John, Morton Corbett Castle has had a peaceful existence up until the 17th century. This changed when the Civil War erupted and the castle found itself as part of the outer royalist defences for Shrewsbury. Morton Corbett has changed hands several times during the conflict before finally falling to Parliament as the defences around Shrewsbury collapsed. After the Civil War, the castle was restored to the Corbett family and repairs made. The castle was certainly inhabited up until 1700, but it has been later to fall into ruin as we see today and abandoned as a home. Hello everyone. Well, it comes to the part of the show today where I enjoy the most, and we look at the hallmarks. And as I suggested at the beginning of the video, we'll start at the church, which is literally next to the castle. And as we pulled up to the church, I noticed in the corners here these very small filler stones. Now, if they're on the church, it begged to ask the point, what on earth were we going to find at the castle? Well, anyway, still on the church, polygonal aspects to the stones. I said initially that there was mortar in between, well, not that much. And look at these. That's a filler stone there if ever I saw one. We found them all round the church, and that's due to SAMMI and her fantastic photography. She went and did the church herself, and they're absolutely everywhere. I mean, you get the polygonal natured stonework, we get the aspect of the filler stone here. Let me just zoom into that one for you. We've got quite a few photos to go through today, but whoever architected this, look at the filler stones that they added. They're absolutely everywhere all over the church. I find that absolutely fascinating. Filler stones can be found on all of our ancient sites. They've actually gone for the polygonal natured aspect onto this, and if you notice here, just hidden on the stonework, you've got two more there, and there's a better image of them. Why on earth have they got filler stones on a 15th century church here? And it begs the point, What were we going to find, as I say, at Corbett Castle? Well, first image that I've found here, I mean, first part of the door here, I said this on the video, actually jumps out with a Greek expression. We see this above the Acropolis. You've got the polygonal natured stonework right here. You've got the lozenges. So pretty much every hallmark in one. And if we zoom in, I did try and show it you. You've also got a nubbed block. Now what are all these aspects doing on this castle? Well, I continued on my travels around the castle looking for more hallmarks, and as you can see up above here, we've got more lozenges. You've got, if I just zoom out slightly, you've got the Greek expression columns that we find, well, all over Greece, to be quite honest with you. The lozenges, Greek doorways. Now, if I zoom in here, it's not the greatest image compared to some of them that we've got, but we've got the non-flight bird. I'll be showing you these better. And I started to be astounded at what I actually came to find. Now, these shells are a Venus attribute and hallmark. We find them at Baalbek. We find them in some of the so-called tombs in Egypt with the snake motif and the shell around it. I thought these were quite intriguing. Believe it or not, I didn't know whether they were going for a pyramidal aspect, or I'm open to interpretation, but the tops as well, they've got almost like, I don't know, the gargoyles that we find. They've got a Celtic knot, it runs all the way across. So it all of a sudden becomes apparent that whoever designed this was very worldly wise. You've even got smaller filler stones around this stonework. Now, they didn't have the internet back then, 10th century up to 15th century. We've got filler stones here. Look at the detail of the work here, and if I'm not mistaken, we've all studied Kataulchuk, the bull cult that goes on to She Who Shouldn't Be Mentioned, Hathor. Everyone wonders why I say the way of the milk, the Milky Way. It's an expression that David Uchronia, Utopia and I use. Look at them filler stones there. Now, there's pretty much every hallmark that we can find. Is that Star of David there? Is it some sort of star alignment building? Whoever designed this was fantastic at what they did. And again, there's the non-flight bird that we all look at. The Greek expression pillars with the triple header motif. Absolutely phenomenal that we're finding literally every single hallmark. Yet again, look, we've got a filler stone hidden there. I mean, I'm sure as you're going around these photographs with me, I'm sure you're finding your own hallmarks and you'll be going, Phil, look at this. Well, also here, look at more of the Greek style columns. Now, I'm not saying that we weren't able to travel between the 11th century and the 15th century. Of course we were able to travel. But to express every single worldwide hallmark that we're finding today on one castle, I mean, look at these lozenges. On the video I explained, and I even touched one of these. Yes, okay, they're not ANUBIS that Andrew and I study, but it's an expression of them, in my opinion. And there is no disputing that these circles are of Greek nature. And the triple header motif on the door, absolutely fantastic. I was looking everywhere for scraped in lozenges, but we don't actually need to find them because they're perfect on the stonework. Absolutely mesmerising. I must thank Sam for hard work at finding some of the hallmarks as well. She's become absolutely excellent at these. Look at these here. The smaller filler stones that have been added in. I couldn't believe what I was seeing walking around. Absolutely unbelievable. Yet again, this sort of half pyramid shape with the almost Greek windows again. And I must talk to you about in detail because I find it phenomenal that we literally see every single one of the hallmarks around here. Greek pillars, an exact copy, absolute exact copy, phenomenal. They've also got an expression of the polygonal stonework. I mean, we find that pretty much everywhere. There's even a smaller filler stone hidden up there in case you hadn't seen enough of them already. Up close filler stone, let's go and have a little bit of a look at that. I mean, you get quite a lot of this. I had loads and loads of images, over 1,000. I couldn't fit them all onto today's episode. I did try. You've got a filler stone that's actually been taken out here. It looks like it's been picked out of position, for want of a better description. And there's one in situ there. And as we discussed on the episode, almost looks like the inside has been sleeved with a later addition of brick to keep up the earlier stonework, which has obviously happened as the Corbett family has taken over. Congratulations to them for keeping it in such good condition. Now, the animal carvings, we find them all over the world, or Shnu, Cusco, we find them in India, we find them at Angkor Wat, we find them everywhere. But what I wanted to show you here, along with obviously the bull cult, yet again, to me, that's a depiction of that. Whether you think any different, ancient alternative view, I'm open to your opinions, but look at what we're looking at here. The lozenges, almost like a beveled lozenge, for want of a better word, with smaller nubs around it. Fantastic. Whether they've been pressed into position, I'm unsure, but I'm open to your thoughts to see how you think that they did this. Another image of them with 2 sets of these. Absolutely wonderful condition. And again, these gargoyles, for want of a better word. I found a fantastic image with a nub stair behind it in Indonesia, I believe it was, which is on my Pinterest. You're welcome to go and have a look at my hallmark folders on there at the Ancient Alternative View Pinterest. And there is a filler stone that's been knocked out. Fantastic image, Sam. Thank you. Again, I'm going around the same sort of area on the building, but another filler stone that's been taken out there. Phenomenal amount of hallmarks that we found here. Again, you've got the inside. I love this photograph because it shows you the different eras of stonework. Our technological era. The ancients. Which one do you think's better, ancient alternative view? I'm sure that you all can work out that answer for yourself. And look here, another filler stone. We've got another filler stone there. One there creeping out at us. The lozenges. Mesmerising. Well, it is for me as somebody that studies so many aspects of the ancient stonework. And we've got the shells, the Venus hallmark, again attributed in the mainstream to the Romans that we find at Baalbek. We find it in China. Romans didn't make it to China unless you believe the story of the 9th Legion making it there. The shell appears all over our ancient world. Yet again, the filler stone that's been knocked out and the Celtic knot that we've seen earlier, but just a brilliant image of these sort of half pyramids. Sam asked me the question of what they could be, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure. So I'm open to interpretation on that hallmark, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I did say it. I wanted to show you this, not a specific hallmark per se, but just how a lot of different cultures use the animal. We get them all over our ancient world, and yet again, another filler stone that's been knocked out. Absolutely fascinating. Now, Again, you'll have to ignore my ugly mug, but I'll have to ask Andrew's opinion here. I think these are bevel blocks. Yes, they're very refined bevel blocks, but you can see different eras of stonework here. The more ancient stonework, the later added archive of civilization brickwork, and the bevel blocks. And just in case you thought those ones were fluke, there are some more later on that I've got images of. Up close here of the lozenges with some of the, for want of a better description, the nub shaped, obviously these are carved in, but nub shaped circles on there. Fantastic. Back to the bevel box block shapes, and they're almost added in to the stonework. I'm not sure why they're not all bevel blocked. We usually see, like at Nimrod's fortress, for argument's sake, if it's beveled, they're all beveled. So I beg the question again, was there more megalithic sites in the UK that this stonework has come from and it's been reworked? Yes, okay, we all know that it's been reworked from the episode from the 10th century onwards. But where did this original megalithic stonework come from? What was Great Britain looking like before it was dismantled? Another angle here of the bevel block that we found. If you can see here, maybe there was one there. Maybe they did run all the way down here, because we can see the ones we were just looking at there. I wonder exactly what was here beforehand, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to show you this image just to show you the different eras of stonework. And my favourite, and last but not least, because I could have gone through 100 different photos with you, but there we go. I wanted to show you this. Sam found this one and it was on a video. It wasn't a photograph. We actually missed it on the day. Lucky that we took the video. But have a look at what we found there. Now that nub, believe it or not, is identical to ones that we find in the Coricancha on the internal workings of the church there. If you can remember, we've had a look at that in different episodes. You're quite welcome to go to my Pinterest hallmarks catalogue and have a look at my Coricancha folder, and you will see, do you see how it's absolutely perfectly formed? And it's on the more ancient stonework, and just underneath it you find the filler stone. There's a saying that Andrew and I say, when you find one hallmark you tend to find them all, and we did at Morton Corbett Castle. What a fantastic day, and I thank you all for joining me on my journey around it, and I look forward to speaking to you all again. And it's been a pleasure. Take care, Agent Alternative View. Until the next